a jerk, I won't deal with you. And I know jerk is so subjective, isn't it? So I'm looking at, so I like to hang out on Quora once in a while, Quora. And they've got all these crazy questions. Now, nobody knows me, but I get these very bizarre, very odd questions. Would you date Shrek? Would I date Shrek? Well, Shrek's not a real person, so I'm going to say no on that one. Um, so the next one is, how do you give advice to people who aren't asking for it? That's a good one. You don't. If people don't ask for your advice, don't give it. Now, one could say that this is me giving advice, and you have the right to listen to it or not listen to it. That is up to you. But we're talking about interpersonal relationships where somebody has a problem and, well, you know what you ought to do. Well, be thankful that you don't. Empathy. Empathy. Boy, that sounds like it's a real rough problem. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Now, there's an answer, right? And when you give that answer, people can go, well, what do you think of it? What do you think I should do? There's your open door. Now you can offer your advice, but make sure that your advice is sound. And those of you taking the advice, know that if you take somebody's advice, that's on you. You have the opportunity to take that advice, make sure that it's sound from other people that you trust. And if you choose to take that advice and it turns out bad, you can't go back to other people and go, you said to do this. Because if you've asked for advice, if you've not checked out that advice, and then you just did it anyways, or something like that. So, personal responsibility. We have a big responsibility to make sure that we check ourselves before we wreck ourselves. What are ways of finding peace in life? That's a good one. Well, it all depends on how you define peace. And it also depends on what your expectation of peace is. Earlier I said that chaos happens all the time. It's going to happen. Tragedy befalls everybody at some point in their life, and you just really cannot get away from that. And that's why making all of those moments in between chaos so fucking great that the storm is weatherable. So, but stick to your side of the street. Clean up your bedroom first, right? It's really easy to point the finger at others or to try and judge other people's lives. And I'm not talking about judging from a point of that person's stealing, that is wrong. It's really the little things that we get all caught up on. Look at them. Look what they're wearing. I don't like that. Look at the way they're acting. We get caught up in a bunch of bullshit, right? It's unnecessary, really unnecessary. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about, and I'm just going to stop with 3 because there's a ton of them and I want to save them for maybe another format. Because some of them are quite funny and some of them are oddly specific, and it spooks me out that I don't know why they would ask me that when they don't know anything about me, but yet you know exactly what's going on. You must read my mind or hack me. Also, I'd like to put out the concept of thinking globally and acting locally. And what that means is we could spend a lot of time talking about politics. A lot. And while voter turnout is getting better, and we're not going to be great at it at first. I mean, it's the fact that we could get out there and vote is a really good thing, right? So let's be a little kind about, okay, we got out there. Good first step. But now we have to learn about politics, right? Now we have to really learn about the truth about politics. And that doesn't mean just listening to any old person and believing what they say. So now we have to learn about politics, and we have to start figuring out how to rebuild our political system. Because we can argue at the top all day long. Supreme Court's doing this, President's doing that, our Congress is doing this. Got it. They're doing that. Some of that is going to have to be a wash. There's some things we can't fix right now. But what we can do is the preventative. And this is really, in my opinion, where the devil's in the details, right? Here's where you got to go. You got to go to city council. And everybody's going, oh, I don't want to go to city council. Those places are crazy. They stand up and talk about stupid stuff. Yeah, they do, because just like jury duty and everything else, nobody wants to go. All you smart people who think you know better, get on down there. Listen to what's being said. Listen to what your city's doing. Find out who your city councilmen are. Find out what they stand up for. Like when they come around to the door campaigning for this person or that person, do you really know anything about them other than their smear campaign that was on TV? No, most of us don't. So why don't you get down there, check them out. Go once a month. I mean, get a group together and rotate something. But you have to know what goes on in your own city, because those people then become representatives and, mayors, governors, and on and on. And if we start sending good people up the ladder, then eventually the rooftop will be beautiful. But right now we have to build this foundation in the world. We have to build a new foundation based on truth, exploration, critical thinking, right? Some tolerance, and a little bit of intolerance. A little bit of intolerance for hate and violence. So I'm going to throw those things out there, and I'm going to end right here, because I'm going to have to edit this, and I haven't done it for a very long time, so I've got some work ahead of me. Again, I expect this channel to evolve. I can't promise what it will be, but I can tell you that it's my one little part in helping to make the world better. You don't have to agree with me. I'm not here to save the world. I'm here to save me, so I can be a good example to you and to the children. We must save the children. We must give them their life back, because we've robbed enough childhoods. Yeah, we did. All of us, the feminists, the non-feminists, every single one of us. I'm going to work very hard to, you'll see me not using a lot of categories. It is my goal to take everything down to its common denominator, and that's our humanity. So it will frustrate you, because you're going to want to talk about feminists or men's rights. You're going to blame somebody or other, and I want to talk human. And you know what? I may get no viewers for that, because it's not exciting. But I can tell you that making a difference in history and being able to do what no other generation before us has ever done, to start a real ball rolling towards true unity and the elimination of unnecessary suffering, on a road to get people fed, clothed, housed, and connected with community in a way that's never been done in history, that's exciting. If you don't think so, I'm sorry. And if you have a chance, listen to BTS. Their music is fabulous. Their message is love yourself, speak yourself. They work closely with UNICEF to end childhood violence and violence around the world. They've already raised over $1 million. They will be peppered in with my information, because they are my heart and soul. They are what? Heart and soul. Do you get that? You got it. It was their inspiration, literally, that kept me alive. Even in my darkest time, even when I was destroying myself, the words that these 7 men who come from another part of the world, who don't look like me, who don't act like me, who are much, much younger than me, had so much to teach me. We cannot throw away the millennials. We cannot throw away other cultures. We cannot afford to overlook anybody's efforts to save this world. I want to be a part of it. And I want you to be a part of it as well. Because even if we only make 25% better, even if we can just change ourselves, it will make life a whole lot better. There's little children out there who have no idea what we're talking about, who are depending on us to go in a better direction. So, hopefully this will be exciting enough for you to subscribe, because I could really use it. But I want to have these conversations. Don't make me talk to myself. I've been doing that for far too long. I need to talk to people. And I think there's good people out there who want to have a good conversation about this, and I'll probably figure out where to look on the camera on this, and maybe my lighting's not great. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it all out. But I will end it the way I always do, and it is that humanity is humanity's role model. We teach each other how to be both good and bad every single day. So do something good for yourself so you can do something good for others. And if you can't do something good for somebody else directly, just don't be a burden to society. Don't take out your anger on others. I know it sounds like a lot, but you can start by doing the next right thing. But do the right thing the right way every time, no matter what. No matter who's watching and no matter who's not. And don't forget, I love you all very much. And we can do this. We can find a way to all exist together. Have a great day. I love you.